Well, the desired result has happened. 1-1 Pakistan and South Africa. Better than what most would have wanted, what most would have thought would have happened. And I'll take the win. I'll take that one win. It stands as it stands, Pakistan is somewhere in the middle of the table, which is fine. We work our way up. With me, as always, Bashar Sayed, letting us know what exactly he feels about this loss.
1-1, man. We had the game in the bag. We had this series in the bag. We were supposed to clean sweep the World Test Championships winners 2-0.
But Rabada had other ideas.
Rabada the batsman.
Man, I feel extremely groggy right now because I was up till 4 a.m. last night watching the game, watching the post-match and everything, sleeping. I had ordered food.
Watching the India game?
Watching the India game to console myself, but then even then, at that point, India was also scoring runs.
I heard you shouting in the middle of the night. You were like, Kohli, second duck, Bashar, wake up.
Yeah, that was insane to me. So my ideal night would have been if Kohli would have batted that hour and then Kohli and Babar would have been batting at the same time. But that wasn't.
How dare you compare Kohli and Babar?
I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying this for me would have been ideal to watch like my two favorite batsmen batting at the same time. Kohli stayed on the crease for I think 7 minutes or 5 minutes, and Babar stayed on the crease for another 5 minutes. So 10 minutes in total is what I got, and then the rest of it was agony.
Instead, you got to watch Rizwan and Shreyas Iyer bat.
And honestly, that's a comp that is probably accurate. It was a tough watch. I'm going to be honest. As a Pakistan cricket fan, on both occasions, it was a tough watch. When I woke up, I found out that India did lose, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, the way that Sharma and Kohli are actually going on at it, it just makes me sad.
I think we'll do a India versus Australia ODI series review because I want to talk about this. This is a very interesting
I agree.
concept which is happening in the BCCI and the Indian team. So
even the fans are divided, man.
Yeah, it's
our
insane.
Patreon was split on that, and it just sad. It's sad to see that aspect of it. And you come and see Pakistan cricket, and you're like, this should have been a game where if they had just batted a little bit better, maybe put 150 on the board, they could have made a game out of it. Honestly, it wouldn't have been as smooth sailing as South Africa made it out to be at the end of the day. But you know, Babar got his 50. People got their highlights, and Pakistan got their W or their L, I should say.
Let's talk about the beginning of this match.
Yes, let's do it.
Pakistan made one change. They dropped Hassan Ali to bring in youngster Asif Afridi. Asif Afridi, who is 38 years old on paper, and he is from KPK province in Pakistan, where notoriously ages, birth dates are never accurate.
Always doctored.
I think Shahid Afridi mentioned that he is himself 5 years older than his actual age.
Did he say that?
I think in his book.
He said that.
He said that he's actually like 5 years older.
Has he played under 19 cricket for Pakistan?
He did. He actually made his debut from Pakistan when he was coming from an under 19 tour from the West Indies.
When he was actually probably 24 at the time. Okay. He looks great for 50 though. Shout out Shahid Afridi. Asif Afridi comes in. I hadn't seen much of him. He played a couple of PSLs for Lahore Qalandar. I don't know. I didn't have much information about them. I mean, I saw little highlights here and there. Nothing that surprised me. But when he came to bowl in the first innings, that surprised me.
I always pictured him as an Imad Wasim-esque bowler because in the PSL he would bowl like the opening overs for Multan or for Lahore, and he would have these like in-swingers he would bowl with his left arm.
I mean, there's T20 bowling is different, right? So he's using different mechanics to be more assertive in that format. In Test cricket, it's just like you have the whole day. You can set up a batsman 12 ways to September if you want to. Like, take your time with it. And that's why he was giving it air. He was actually looping it pretty well, and he was getting a lot of turn on it. And in a pitch where Numan and Sajid were not getting anything, like in the first inning score was horrible. I was shocked, especially Sajid.
No Saj
today. Like, genuinely. Sajid going for 119 in 29 overs, only one wicket, economy of 4.1. That means he went for 4 runs and over.
On a ground where the outfield was low and the overall run rate was quite low, Sajid went for a lot of runs.
Yeah, and which is telling me that he was because I saw the highlights, he was bowling bad. He was hitting the wrong marks, half trotters, full deliveries with the wrong field set, and they were just going after him. And especially near the last 2 wickets where we can talk about Rakeshwar Maharaj, Kagiso Rabada, and Muthuswamy just went ham. He was the one that they targeted for the most part. Him and Shahid Afridi was a savior of the game before, went for plenty.
For a long period of that partnership, they didn't actually bowl Numan Ali or Asif Afridi like in tandem, because there's some rule apparently where you have to bowl an off spinner to a lefty to get them out.
I think this is a good way to segue into the captaincy of it all. They had, in the first innings, Pakistan had South Africa. Let me just double check here. 235 for 8. South Africa went on to go hit 404.
They added 169 runs in the last 2 wickets.
That's got to be some kind of record.
I think Rabada scored like the 5th or 6th highest ever score by number 11 in Test history.
70 went off 61. He played 4 sixes, 4 fours, and he played at a strike rate of 116.
It felt like he was out there doing a nets, like a center wicket nets. The ball's being feeded to him. He's just going through the line.
That mid-on lofted shot for 6 against Shaheen Afridi. How does that ball not only go over the boundary, but goes all the way to the third tier?
Even Shaheen was impressed.
You know how? Cocaine.
What? That's below the belt. Come on.
Look it up. No, I mean, the Aussies really loved milking that one. But man, Rabada, 71-61, just truly the drug of performances.
I think this is what... So Shaheen in the last Test match got a lot of criticism because, he got 4 wickets, but they're all out the tail. But we're forgetting that Pakistan has had a very serious issue of not cleaning up the tail, whether it be West Indies last year in Multan. I think they, like, Kemar Roach and their, like, Jamel Warrican got a huge partnership.
Yeah.
We lost that match. So people underrated what Shaheen did in the last match. And I'm glad that his performances are now being more highlighted because of what happened in this Test match. Like, you had to take 2 wickets, get a good lead. If they just scored the same run they scored in the second innings, they would have had a higher lead and won the match comfortably.
In the post-match ceremony, Azam Mahmood was asked where did they lose the game, and surprisingly, he said Pakistan was starting to slip the game away when they were 6 for 316 and lost 5 wickets in 17 runs. And I was like, that's probably true. They were 6 for 316. They should have gone and hit 400 plus there. They were not able to do that. There was about a 75-run deficit there, and then you come out, you make the last 2 wickets score 169. About 200 is right there. 200 runs of the approximate deficit, which you're trying to fight up in the 3rd and 4th innings. And that's probably where Pakistan lost the match. This Pakistan's record of having collapses for 17 runs in this series, it happened 3 times where they lost 4 or 5 wickets for 17 runs. And then in the second innings of the second Test match, I think it was about 35 or 40 runs where they lost the last 6 wickets. So 44 runs.
Yeah. So just in this series, they lost 16 for 5, 17 for 5, 17 for 5, and then 33 for 5.
Yeah.
And then if you go back down, this year, they've had similar collapses. Again, losing 57 for 5, 24 for 5, 25 for 5. A lot of this is just our tail not wagging. And by that, I mean, like, a lot of good Test teams, they have a number 8, 9, 10 who can hold the bat, who can score like 10, 15, have a partnership here and there. And our batters have just been, I'm not blaming, Shaheen or Numan Ali for why we're losing, but they need to have some sort of sense of building partnerships, knowing that you are not the set batsman on this crease and not getting stupidly run out or playing rash shots. And a lot of our guys in the tail are guilty of this. And
previously, you would see Abroad and Naseem Shah, trying to put up some sort of fight. Amir Jamal, if you remember, in that 2024 Test in Australia, scored 87 or 88 odd in the last wicket.
Remember the 100 Babar made in Sri Lanka? Naseem Shah was helping him on the other end.
Yeah, and so you need people like that. You need batters like that in the bottom end to assist. Agha, again, was left stranded somewhere in the middle of that second innings as well, because he was now batting with Sajid, he was unable to pick up those singles and doubles that actually helped rotate the strike, and he was facing the bulk of the deliveries. I think it goes down to strategy, and it goes down to the captaincy, which I actually want to discuss a little bit. I didn't see the need in the first innings, where the match started to slip from Pakistan, the need to go and get the fast new ball. When the ball was breaking and turning and slipping, you could have finished the game up in the next 3 overs if you wanted to. I don't know why Sean went for the new ball and just extended this game much longer than it had to be.
Yeah, in hindsight, you could say that. But I guess what he was thinking is, okay, if we get the new ball, if Shaheen comes in, he can clean the tail up like he did in the past. And the
But Shaheen
old
used
ball
the old
wasn't
ball.
really reversing.
The old ball. Shaheen used the old ball to clean up the tail.
But that wasn't like an old ball. It was like 35, 40 years
Sure.
old, and it was reversing then. And this was like more of an 80 over old ball. So yeah, maybe in hindsight, you can say it was a bad call. The harder ball did come off on the bat easily. It was
Yeah,
traveling faster.
sure.
It was harder. It was easier to hit, less turn on it, harder to grip for the spinners.
Because with the new ball, you basically neutralize the one weapon this wicket has, which is turn, for at least 7 to 8 to 10 overs. And that's all they needed to like. Kagiso Rabada only played 61 deliveries for 71. And he was able to hit 4 4s and 4 6s. Basically take the game away from Pakistan right there.
Yeah, missed opportunity because that entire partnership, just those last 2 wickets, I think that was the one that changed the entire match.
Pakistan, there was a stat floating around. Pakistan in the last 8 test matches out of 10 test matches was unable to play more than 60 overs.
In the second
In the
innings?
second innings, yes.
Okay.
Most of them were down in the 49th and 50th overs where they were getting out.
Okay, there's no more Yunus Khan in this 11.
Yeah.
They're the king of 4th innings.
King of 4th innings or 3rd innings in this matter. It just has to show like there's something going on when Pakistan is batting in the 3rd or 4th innings where they're just looking to end the game a lot quicker than they have before, or they're just having this panic meltdown like they did today. I mean, to be fair to Pakistan, South Africa also had a similar collapse, I think, in the first test as well, but they only had 1, as I can remember. Pakistan has had 4. They've only batted 4 times and they've had 4. And it just goes to show that if you stay in the wicket, you get runs. Sometimes not enough. We'll talk about Babar in a second. But the fact that 1 wicket goes out and everybody just falls like a block of dominoes tells me that there is a higher price on your wicket than what these players are putting on. And this is where I guess we can segue into Babar in the second inning scoring a match-winning 50. The reason why I stayed up...
Match-winning 50?
Sorry, a match-drawing or match-losing 50, I should say. Form-coming 50, if you want to call it. I have doubts on that.
That's the question. Like, at what point can you say like Babar is back? Because every time he comes to bat, you're like, oh, he scores a few boundaries. You're like, okay, yo, is he back? Is Babar back? You know, do you want to jinx it? And then he somehow gets, like, he throws his wicket away. And you mentioned collapses. And the trend in this series is, if you're a new batsman coming in, it's hard to settle in. And that's when the first 15, 10 balls is when wickets are falling for a new batsman. And Babar, on the other hand, is coming in, settling in, facing over 20 plus balls, easily scoring 15, 20 runs. And then he gets out, which to me is a lot more disappointing. It's been a trend in his entire like test series at home the past couple of years.
What has also been a trend, which we followed up with, which actually you followed up with Mazhar Shahid in the podcast that everybody can check out, is that Babar tends to get out pre or post break. So drinks break, lunch break, tea break.
Overnight break.
That's where you see that Babar is the most... what's the word? Vulnerable. Thank you very much. Again, sleep deprived. Most vulnerable to losing his wicket. And again, that theory tests itself again today, where Babar Azam faced 3 deliveries in day 4, where he was supposed to play 300.
Yeah, overnight, I was thinking, okay, Babar, if he's actually back, because when he scored those 49 runs, he looked the best he's looked in Test cricket at home in the last 2 years.
I'm going to push back a little bit on that. He, in my estimation, looked hurried and rushed in those 49 runs.
What does that mean?
It means that he had 7 or 8 boundaries, which is 28, 32 runs out of his 49, which is telling me that he's seeking the boundary more often than trying to like navigate the delivery. And that's what I say when I say that it felt a lot more rushed. It was boundary and then nothing else.
Look, he's batting in the 3rd innings, so the pitch is already deteriorated. This is day 3. And I thought he batted very smartly because he came down the track. He played some slog sweeps. Anything full, he drove it. Anything short, he pounced on the back foot and cut it for a boundary.
But did he pick his singles? Did he pick his doubles?
If you're playing Test cricket, this is not like strike rates don't really matter.
I'm not talking about strike rates. I'm talking about the intent. I'm talking about...
Well, the intent is that he came down the track and he smashed boundaries over the fielders. He hit the gaps. He cut the balls. He played a slog sweep.
To me, that felt more like desperation. The ball that he came down and hit down the ground for 4 was like 3 feet away from the long off fielder.
I mean, he executed it.
Yes and no. He didn't really time it. it hit the toy in my
I
back.
thought if he had just gone into his shell, blocked it, there would have been one ball that would have gotten him out.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
so I loved his intent that he, for the first time in a while, I saw him use his feet, play a slog sweep. I think he's been pretty good on the front foot and the back foot this series, but he looked to counter left arm spin that's been a worry bowling type against him really well.
So Babar wakes up day 4. I order my food. My food is 30 minutes late. Babar comes at 1. The food arrives at 1:15.
Why did you order food at 1 a.m.?
I ordered it at 12:30. I was like, you know what? This is going to be a long night. It's going to be fun. This is when neither Kohli nor Babar has come to bat. And in my estimation, they both will take their time. Right? It's going to be a fun, at least an hour and a half. And I'm going to stay up to like 4 or 5. So like I'm going to get hungry. And I didn't have dinner last night. So I was like, this is a good way to have some fun. Like I hadn't ordered, 8 after 1 a.m. in a very long time. Since probably college. I ordered the food, and before my food arrives, both my guys are out. Let's talk about the way Babar went out.
So basically, you had the pizza moment, but without the pizza.
Yes, I had the Yari Sports pizza moment without the pizza. Truly. Babar hurries for a single. It actually went straight to mid-wicket, and he just ran for his life. He was like, I'm going to take the single, no matter what. Which is, again, kind of further proves my theory that his 50 was a hurried 50. He never looked, to me, in command.
Look, he was...
That 1-4 against Rabada, take that away. Everything else was like...
Look, this was Babar Azam's highest score, his first 50 since December of 2022 in Test matches at home. So obviously...
He had 2 back-to-back in South Africa.
Yeah, so at home is the key. He's been averaging 20 at home in the last 8 Test matches.
Yeah.
First 50 at home in 17 innings. So obviously, as somebody as Babar who is mentally challenged when it comes to taking pressure.
Babar Azam is mentally challenged, says backward one.
Taking pressure and
choice of words.
Keeping the noise out of social media and just the media in general. Him getting to a 50 was a huge milestone. And this is very sad to say because there was a time where Test matches at home, Babar Azam would score 50s and 100s and 150s. I think his last big score at home was like 161 against New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. It was the day before. It was the week of my marriage. And the next Test match you went to see in Karachi, remember?
Yeah, I did see that.
Was that series?
Sarfaraz Ahmed's comeback century.
Comeback century, saw that. Does this 50 give you any confidence in Babar Azam? Be honest. Wow. This guy was defending the 50 for like 30 minutes.
Look, when it comes to Babar Azam, I'm very cynical. Until he doesn't come out and scores a big daddy 100, I will not be like, okay, he's back. Because he's looked okay. For the past couple of years, he's looked okay. Like when he comes in, scores his drives, gets those edits in. But like he throws his wicket away whenever he's set. Like even in West Indies, he scored a 48 or something, right?
Yeah.
And he was looking good. In South Africa, he scored a couple of 50s there, and he was looking amazing in those innings. And just converting those starts into big scores and massive scores, that's what's missing right now.
I agree. I think this 50 does not really give me a whole lot of confidence that Babar Azam is quote unquote back. The ODIs might be a bit different because a bit more flatter pitches you'll see. You might see Pakistan hit 300, 330. I think that's the best opportunity for Babar Azam to quote unquote be back. I definitely think he will take a lot of confidence in this. A day 4 or day 3 pitch, second innings, pitches breaking and turning, and you find some sort of stride. Even if I'm not really convinced that stride was there, a lot of people were, and maybe I'm missing something. I'll go back and reassess what my thoughts are on that. But as I said right now, he'll take something positive. He got a 50. He was able to raise his bat at home in Pindi. And then he'll go into the ODI series. And now, the podcast for tomorrow, but in the T20I series as well, as somebody who has some runs under his belt. We can't say the same about Imam and Abdullah Shafiq, who just forgot to show up.
Abdullah actually got so lucky in the first hour he was batting. There was drop chances. There were edges that didn't carry. There was a bold that sort of hit the off stump, but the bails didn't fall off. So, yeah, lots for Abdullah to work on and think about.
Do you see the Abdullah Shafiq versus Reporter?
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
He said, Tamiz se puche?
Yeah.
Well, I think that is Pakistani media for you. And as a cricketer?
No, the reporter asked, masla kya hai?
Masla kya hai?
Masla kya? Masla kuch nahi hai. Masla aapke sawal mein hai. Something like that.
Yeah.
Shafiq with the attitude telling me that it's also getting up to him. The lack of run, the run drought that Pakistani batters currently face, it's getting up to them. Pakistan has the bowling to spin their way somehow into a WTC final, but do they have the batting depth? And that's where I think the question arises for Babar Azam, so Shakil, Rizwan, I don't know, Imam ul Haq and Abdullah Shafiq. I know Imam had runs under his belt, but he got a 17 in the first innings, Bashar, and then a duck or a 9 in the second innings. His 96 or 93 in the first innings was the only thing that was that stood out, I should say. Everything else, he got a duck in the second one, and then a couple of digits here.
I think Pakistan is on the second lowest in terms of averages for opening pairs in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
And that has to go with our openers not doing well. We have a lot of away tours to Australia, to South Africa, and just not having a settled opening pair, whether it be Saim and Abdullah, or I think there was a time where Imam is now opening with Abdullah. So we don't have set openers, and Imam only looked good the first inning of the first test in Lahore because that was the best conditions to bat on. Anytime there was any spin on offer, he's been looking clueless.
Harmer took 6 in his second innings, and 2 of them were Shan Masood for duck and and Babar Azam for 50. Both were similar that in the sense that the ball was pitched in a goodish, bullish area somewhere in the middle of there. Arm ball, straight one for Shan Masood. They both went on the back foot, Shan and Babar.
They both took reviews.
And they both took reviews.
Those were like
the one that
dead
Babar
out.
took was just, I could not believe. Like, I called it, bro. There was chicken in my hand. I was like, that's out. I felt like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Like, yep, that's out. That's out. And I was like, no way he went for the referral. Like, what did he expect to happen? I thought the confidence that Babar Azam had when he took that referral, I was like, oh, he's edged it. It's something. And the ball was very close to the bat. I was like, yo, do I believe in the theory that he might have thought that he edged it? No, man. I was smashing middle of middle. And same thing with Shan Masood. I don't know. Like, do they really want? And even Imam ul Haq took a really dangerous review. You know, like that's hitting every part of the stump as well. Imam ul Haq, Shan Masood, and Babar Azam taking those reviews reeks of, please don't let me out. Please don't let me out.
On the other hand, Virat Kohli yesterday was at LBW.
Oh my God.
Had a discussion with Rohit Sharma. Rohit said it's dead out. He walked away.
I was reading a little bit of I was doing a little bit of lip reading, and I could see Virat Kohli asking Rohit Sharma, line mein lagi hai, andar lagi hai, and Rohit Sharma being like, yeah, bro, it's straight up, that's dead. And that was dead out. Dead out for Kohli.
The only chance of taking a review is if you think it might be umpire's call, because that way at least you retain the review. But yeah, all these 3 reviews, Imam, Shan, and Babar, were dead out.
My issue was with Shan Masood and Babar Azam. They both went on the back foot on a delivery that if they had negotiated on the front foot, would have just probably hit their pad a lot more forward, which would have given the umpire the doubt to not raise his finger or hit the bat, or it would have just opened a lot more opportunities for them to survive. Immediately going back foot is like you're dead. If it wraps you in the pad, there's nowhere else you can go except the dressing room. And that's where I'm like, Babar Azam has scored. He was on the field for 113 minutes. Shan Masood hit 87 in the first innings. He knows what's going on. Both of these people know what's going on this pitch. Why go on the back foot? Like, I was stressed out when Babar was taking a single. He, again, went on the back foot and wrapped one up the square leg and just ran for his life. That's dangerous.
I think the best way to play spin on a day 4 pitch was how Agha played it. Agha came down the track. He played a sweep. He played a reverse sweep. He didn't really go on the back foot anytime.
The one time he did, he got bowled.
Yeah, inside, like he was cutting it inside edge bowled. But like, the ball didn't really stay low. It was a short pitch ball that he went back to, which it made sense. But against Harmer, particularly, he was coming down the track. He was sweeping him, reverse sweeping him. And I thought he negotiated that period very well.
Him and Saud Shakil are the best spin players, I think, in Pakistan. I love the way they do it. Just Saud Shakil not afraid to bring his foot out, sweep, reverse sweep, come down the track. He does this weird thing where he took his guard on the middle stump and then would kind of shuffle towards off and then would just bring his foot down and just kind of lay down on the ball, like almost like a one-tip shot, which was interesting to see. That defense was good, and his little sprint, not in the second innings, but in the first innings, was interesting to see, like the way he was negotiating spin. All in all, I was just like, nobody wanted to stick around. The Shaheen Shah Afridi ran out. Do we even talk about it?
Yeah, Shaheen, even how did he get out of the first innings?
I think he
he got cross bat bowled. Yeah. Just brainless batting. And this is like all happening post his ODI captaincy.
What is this, Shaheen's third duck? Did he have a duck last match as well?
I think he did.
I think he did. It was 0-7 duck where he came down the track and got bowled.
Yeah, while Agha is in the
93,
90s
yeah.
on the other end. Yeah, so
Crazy.
just show a little bit of game sense. A little bit, not too much.
That the run was never there. And when Asif Afridi got run out, you're right. I should have turned off the TV and I should have went upstairs. But I still had some chicken left. And I was like, I got to finish this now at this point. The biggest regret I had was not the way that Pakistan lost the match or that Kohli got out duck. First time in his entire career, a back-to-back duck. It was the fact that I ordered Uber Eats at 12:30 a.m.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. And bro, I don't want that sponsorship. Like, I felt so bad the entire night. Like, I would wake up with GERD at 5 a.m. and be like, Pakistan lost, man. And Kohli got double ducks. It's crazy. I had a horrible night. And then my son woke up at 8 a.m. He was like, Paka ka match. He wants to watch the highlights. I'm like, bro, the highlights are 7 minutes long. What do you want to watch? Babar did nothing.
Have you seen the Numan Ali throw straps?
I feel like you're trapped in one of those. I feel like that's your algorithm, sir. Not mine.
It's been going around the circles.
No. It's okay to admit.
The last thing
into this camera.
The last thing I thought, would I be seeing Numan Ali, 39-year-old, throw straps, shirtless pictures.
Are you ready for Asif Afridi?
Yo.
Oh man.
Asif Afridi got hit in the eye, I think a year or so back.
A few years ago, I think a couple of years ago.
And he still has a bruising from that.
Yeah. It's tough on that. Pakistan lost the series 1-1. How many of these players will we see in the next series? Bashar, do you think it's time to call curtains on Abdullah Shafiq? Do you think it's time to bring back Saim?
Hurera.
Right? Maybe start some new names with Abdullah Shafiq. Not really happening for Pakistan. His 57 also with 1.5 million chances. And he just ends up with 57, not even able to convert that into 3 figures. If I pull up some Abdullah Shafiq stats for you, you probably know this already, but I'll give the fans a little bit of a taste. 24 matches, 46 innings, 1,600 runs, best 201. He has a double century. 37 average even after that.
Tell me the last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Because he's been struggling ever since we changed pitches, ever since he went to South Africa.
Because you won 25-24 or you won 24-23?
The year 2024.
Right. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you from 21-25. He only has 5 years of Test cricket, and you'll understand what it is. Year 2021, he plays 2 matches, average is 50, high score is 73. Year 22, he plays 9 matches, average is a 51, high score of 160. Right? In that era, he has 3 centuries and 2 50s in 2022. 2023, dips a bit, 5 matches, high score of 201, average of 39, 1 century, 150. Now the downfall starts. This is probably where the downfall starts. The downfall continues. Year 24, 6 matches, 174 runs, average of 15.8, and
Yikes.
1 century in there as well somewhere. That was the
Multan test.
Yeah, where everybody was scoring centuries. This year, 2025, 2 matches, 106 runs, average of 26.5, 150.
You know what? Not just Abdullah, but everybody in this test squad who's not playing white ball cricket, they should all be released into the domestic circuit. And I think there's an ongoing Azam Trophy happening. If any of these guys can just go play some of those matches, it'd be best for themselves. Because we're still seeing guys like Saud Shakil or Salman Agha or Shan Masood or Imam Haq, guys who are playing regular cricket, whether it be county cricket, first class cricket, Hanif Mohammad Trophy, they're still coming in with some sort of game sense and scoring runs. And I do think a lot of guys like Abdullah Shafiq or Babar Azam, they're just lacking some red ball match practice.
Yeah, I agree. Babar had a great opportunity to play both the Hanif Mohammad Trophy and the Qaid Azam Trophy and the President's Cup somewhere in there as well. Played none of that. Just center wicket, practicing, and boom, I'll go home. Which was disappointing.
Look, if you play cricket in Canada and North America, and if you want to buy your equipment, Yashi Sports is your place to go. They are Canada's home of cricket. They are proud sponsors of this podcast. They've been with us for the past 1 year or so. And they've given us an exclusive code, BP15 for 15% off your purchase. You can go to yashisports.com and browse through their large variety of equipment, bats, gloves, pads, helmets, kit bags, and Yashi Sports has you covered. You could be a beginner or a pro player, and Yashi Sports will get you the best equipment.
Bashar, the test series is done. Pakistan and South Africa have drawn the series 1-1. Would have loved for a third match. Honestly, it would have been amazing. A third Karachi test would have just had been the icing on the cake for this. Would have been a insightful match. Somebody would have taken it home, and we would have had a lot of fun. It just goes to show that PCB managing test matches is insane. Pakistan only plays 1 3-match series in this entire season, and that's against England in England. Every other test match series that they're playing does not exceed 2.
It's all about money. I think someone messaged us and asked us, why are we playing a 2-match series? And it's because nobody in Pakistan really wants to pay and watch test cricket. Like, the entry in Lahore was free, entry in Pindi was free. PCB makes a good chunk of money on ticket prices, gate tickets. And yeah, it's also like the cost to host test cricket. You need to have Hawkeye, you need to have all the camera equipment, and it just doesn't make financial sense to host a 4 or 5 match, even 3-match test series.
If you host a 3-match test series and you win them and you start making inroads to a WTC final, and even if you make that final, you get a big chunk of the ICC revenue when you make a WTC final. That should be the incentive. You put
You're talking about, you're asking PCB to think to the next 2 years?
Yes, that's
To the World Test Championship final?
That's what I want. I want this because Pakistan is a good side. Like, Ashan was right in the post-match ceremony. He's like, this new pitch testing situation, we won 4 out of 6, which is pretty good. And the 2 that we won, the 2 that Pakistan lost, they were in a position of winning, and they threw the game away, right? Or the opposition came back and they were just not good enough to knock it over. So if that's where we're at, I don't mind this. Like, I would have loved. Wouldn't you want a third test match in this series? Just wrap it all up cleanly. Give me a clear winner.
I would love it, yes.
Right? Would have given Babar another opportunity to go back and secure some runs. Karachi is his favorite. He scored 2 really good centuries there. One 196, one 169. And just let him cook. They're just finding their stride. Both sides are just finding their strides in that, like, the second test match, and you could see it. And I just would have loved for a third one, for a definitive winner. But even through all this chaos, I want to talk briefly about what is going on online. Everything about the Pakistan Test Series has sort of gone away after 2 news announcements came. Firstly, we heard that the PSL, the Pakistan Super League management, has sent the Multan Sultans ownership a legal notice.
I wonder why.
And has rescinded their ownership or something like that.
They have threatened
to rescind their ownership until and unless the owners / AKA Mr. Ali Tareen, friend of the podcast, apologize for the remarks. And then Multan Sultans let out a whole spiel about, hey, this is what we actually was sent. We actually were never sent a notice from the PSL about this. We were sent a legal notice about blah, 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 blah. Mess. I was vaguely following this news until at 2:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Ali Tareen released a 4-minute and 2-second video that has blown up the internet. As it stands right now, it has 742,000 views. And my entire TL, my entire algorithm...
742,000 views?
In 6 hours, yes.
Where?
On Twitter.
Wow.
It's blown up. I'm telling you, this is why I wanted to talk about this. It is the hottest thing that I've seen. My entire timeline is blown up, Bashar. My algorithm is blown up. People are texting me. People are sending screenshots of their conversations, of their group chats to me. The Patreon group chat has its own POV. I think this has been, Ali Tareen, his reply to the PSL management that has been one of the most efficient ways to let the opposition know where you stand when it comes to your position and give a beautiful case of sarcasm. This is how Pakistanis talk amongst each other. People are like, don't make this into a global issue. This is making the PSL look bad. You know who's actually making the PSL look bad, guys? The PSL management. If somebody out there in a position of power is actually going out and calling this stuff, gotta appreciate it. And honestly, I've seen an overwhelming support to Ali Tareen and what he said. We've supported it as well. We totally agree. We've seen the incompetence firsthand. Ali has probably dealt with it a lot more. He has billions of rupees invested in this franchise and he gets nothing out of it. He doesn't get to own it. He doesn't get the opportunity to renew or save his grounds or build academies, etc., etc., etc. And this is just the start of a long, long feud, Bashar. There's talks of 2 more teams coming in. There's a talk of Multan Sultan's ownership going away. So much drama in the past 24 hours, none related to cricket, but it's still cricket adjacent. You saw the video, I'm sure, right? Your thoughts?
They want to add 2 more teams.
Yeah.
Who would want to buy a team in the PSL?
You tell me now.
Why? What's the incentive? Why would anyone want to lease a team from the PCB and then return it at the end of the year?
Right.
Just the model itself is flawed. Coming back to Ali Tareen, I think he's been quite vocal on the issues in the PSL for the past 1 year or so.
More. Two. Has to be two.
And if you watch the PSL, if you've been somehow consuming it, if you were involved in it, we've been involved in it, and you firsthand see just exactly how this multi-million-dollar league is being managed by 2.5 people, it's a joke. Really, cricket is the biggest sport in Pakistan. The PSL is the biggest league in Pakistan. And to see how it's managed, it is a disappointment.
To see the PSL ownership, the PCB ownership go this petty route, which is, hey, you better apologize or we'll take your toys away. Man, this guy is one of the biggest. Look up the Tareen family. Look at their investments in Pakistan. He's one of the most powerful person, one of the most, in terms of finances, one of the richest people in Pakistan. This is not just your every other Babar, Azam, Asif Afridi. You cannot bully this guy. He is an investor, a stakeholder in the system. And the PCB management having no regard for Ali Tareen is insane. This guy has poured billions of rupees into the system to make this franchise grow. And he's a PSL winner. He has some of the biggest players in his team. Whose loyalties will they stand? You tell me. Somebody who pays him $300,000 a year or the PCB, who is consistently backstabbing and hurting these players. It's time for the PSL management and the PCB to sit down and listen, put their egos aside, and listen really with ears open to what the fans, what the ownership, what everybody around is wanting to say and wanting to feel.
Listen to comprehend, not to respond.
There we go. I think we haven't heard the end of this saga, Bashar. I just wanted to add my 2 cents on this because this is genuinely a hot topic on what's going on. I think this is the start of maybe a feud that I don't know if the PSL is ready to have. All 2.5 people of them. I've seen the widespread support for AKT on social media. Everywhere I see is like people are like, this guy just said the exact thing that was needed to be said in this moment. And honestly, retweet.
Why aren't more owners coming out and speaking?
That's one opportunity I think that is missing. I think they should come out. I mean, this just happened like literally 6 hours ago. So, maybe somebody will come out in the next 24 to 48 hours in support of AKT and see like, hey, this is the same issues that we have. We rally behind him. Start unionizing. Do something, man. Like this is why the PCB never wanted to give away its power, and you can see why. When powerful people like AKT and the other people who own leagues want to come and make radical changes for the benefit of the league, they just don't want that. And you can see the resistance.
I think every cricket board, every functional cricket board in the world has a decentralized system of power. So I think in India, the states have power. Even in Australia, the states, cricket have all the power. It's only the PCB where they want to hold and absorb all the power that they can at the headquarters and not distilling anything down towards the regions.
Wasn't it Usman told us about the constitution being changed in 2014 under CT, which allowed the chairman to have that kind of omniscient power. And there's something to be said about what happened after 2014 and where we are now in terms of just player management and series management. There's a 2-match series against South Africa, which is the World Test Championship winning team. There's bound to be eyeballs on it. Play a 3rd match. Take a little bit of a loss. You have the opportunity to make it to the WTC final where you can recoup all these losses if you actually make a final like that, an ICC final, right? Nobody's thinking like that.
Don't change captains mid-test match.
Mid-test match.
Don't announce teams and comebacks mid-test match.
It's horrible. All of this could have been done and handled so much, much better. We've seen the incompetence, Bashar, firsthand when you went to Florida. We've talked about it many times on the Patreon chat and to our friends as well. It's sad. This is a sport that we love dearly. This is a team that we follow since I was my son's age, which was 2. And so I want to see this sport grow and these teams grow. And it's just like, you shoot yourself in the foot so many times, man. You just stop walking.
If you want to see the incompetence of the PCB, just search on 2 screens. Salman Ali Agha post-series press conference in West Indies, backward point, and then the same press conference posted by the PCB on their channel.
Yeah, you can see
Ours is in 4K with audible audio. PCB is in 360p. Not even HD, 360p.
Yeah.
With some Temu China lab mics.
Yeah, this is Boxing Cricket Board, the richest cricket board, fourth richest cricket board in the world. It's tough, man. It's sad. So I'm glad people like AKG are speaking out. He's using his power, his privilege, his money to, put, as I say, put your money where your mouth is, and he's trying to do it. So respects to him. Hopefully, we'll be
Kind of like a
this.
Zulfikar Bhutto thing when the end where he ripped up the
memes are crazy. The memes are insane, and that's what I'm actually following. It's funny to watch this. The meltdown is going to be insane. In the PSL management, love to see their back and forth now. This is an ongoing story as it stands, and unfortunately, this is boxing cricket. Cool. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in a bit. I wish I had papers to rip as I was going away, but maybe for the next podcast we'll do that. Tomorrow we'll do the squad review. I know everybody's anxious to talk about that. We also took a moment to sit with the numbers, sit with the people, and then we'll come tomorrow with
what's new with the squad.
We'll see about that, Bashar. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.